Hello, let's look at some communication styles. So we've got three main types of communication: assertive communication, aggressive communication, and passive communication. But what do we actually mean by that? When we talk about assertiveness, sometimes people think that just means getting what they want, but it actually means valuing what other people want and what you want equally. So doing what you can to make sure that your needs are met and that the needs of other people are met as well. Aggressive communication looks a bit different. It's actually putting our needs above the needs of other people and usually ignoring what they want or need. But when we're communicating in a passive way, we start to ignore our needs and we put the needs of other people's above our own. So now you're going to have some time to discuss these communication styles together. You'll have a sheet which shows the way that different communication styles come across in real life, and you can think about some examples. So you've had an opportunity to look at what some of those communication styles look like, and hopefully you found that interesting. I'm wondering though, what your communication style is like. In a moment, you'll have a quiz, and that quiz will give you the opportunity to look at whether you're more assertive, aggressive, or passive. So hopefully now you found out what your communication styles are like. What we find is that our communication style is actually a behaviour, and that means it's something that we can change and adapt ourselves. It can be useful to adapt this behaviour for different situations. And we might find, for example, it's important to be aggressive in a situation where maybe you're under attack. You can't really think about anyone else's needs in that situation. Or maybe as well, you might be okay with being passive where you genuinely don't mind what the outcome of the situation is going to be. So take, for example, you want to watch an action film and everyone else actually wants to see a rom-com. And in this case, you probably wouldn't mind if you just went and saw a rom-com with everyone because you're with your friends and it doesn't mean as much to you. In most situations though, it's important for us to be assertive. That way our needs are met and the needs of others are met and we're able to work together a lot better. As you will have noticed, it's not always easy to be assertive. Sometimes you might lean more to being more passive or more aggressive, but the skills in this module will help you to learn how to be more assertive.
Now we're going to be looking at the listening and reflecting skills. Listening is not the same as hearing. To truly listen to someone, you have to concentrate on what they are saying, to understand what it is they have said, and then to reinforce what they have said and what you understand by reflecting it back to them. It can be very demoralising when you feel that someone is not listening to you. Now I'd like you to have a discussion and think about a time when you did not feel heard. What was the situation? Where were you? Who were you with? And how did it make you feel when someone wasn't listening to you? It is very easy to get distracted when trying to listen to other people. There are many things that try to take our attention away, such as our thoughts, our phones, other people, what's going on around us. This is why we need to understand what good listening skills looks like, so that we can practice these when listening to others. Using good listening skills requires several elements. Maintaining good eye contact, smiling, leaning forward so it looks like you're showing interest, nodding to show that you are actually actively listening. Bad listening is when you are not paying attention to what someone is saying. So we may be looking away, looking at our phones, daydreaming. Pay attention, show concern, and show that you care. Now I'm going to show you what good listening skills look like. Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
All right. Got a new job. Yeah, I feel a bit anxious about it though. Not sure how good I'd be at it.
Okay, sounds a bit scary. Sounds like you're trying to make up your mind.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Here's an example how not to listen. Hiya.
Hi. I've got a new job.
Sorry, what was that?
I've got a new job. Bit anxious about it.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. You're scared of something?
Yeah.
Final part of positive listening to someone is reflecting back to them. This enables a person to feel that you've really heard them and understood what they've said. Allow them to feel calm. To reflect, you can use statements such as, let me see if I'm hearing this right. Sounds like. If you get things wrong, someone will correct you. If you need more information, then just ask for it. Remember, good listening skills does not mean you have to agree with someone or their point of view, but you are trying to understand what something is like for them. Remember, treat others how you want to be treated. So now it's your turn. You're going to do an activity. In pairs, I want you to practice good listening skills. Take it in turns. Then after you've done that, have a go at poor listening skills. Have a think about how that makes you feel.
So now I'm going to introduce you to the Dear Man skill. The Dear Man skill is really useful when you struggle to be assertive. But like any skill, you need to practice, practice, practice. That's the only way you can get better at it. Imagine you've got a situation coming up where you know that you struggle to be assertive. This is something you can prepare beforehand so you can get what you need. Dear Man stands for D. Describe. Describe the situation. E. Express. Express your feelings. Don't expect the other person to read your mind or know how you feel. A. Assert. Assert your wishes. Ask for what you want. Learn to say no clearly. R. Reinforce. Be sure that the other person understands why they should respond to your request. M. Mindful. Stay mindful. This has two parts. Maintain your position by doing broken record. Keep asking, saying no or expressing your opinion over and over and over. And the second part is ignore. If the other person attacks, threatens or tries to change the subject, ignore it. A. Appear confident. Use a confident tone of voice. Use a confident physical manner. N. Negotiate. Be willing to give to get. Reduce your request if needed. With your facilitator, you will now practice the Dear Man skill. There are two ways of doing this. The first, you can think about a real life situation and write a script. Or the second, you can get into pairs and practice doing the Dear Man skill.